Dec Conlan, Ireland team captain at the FIPS-Mouche World Fly Championships in Slovakia, joins us for an update on day 2. And Dec, take us through.
Good evening, Tom. Mixed feelings this evening. Certain things went for it, against us, whether you can say that about competitions, but that's what we say sometimes. But Sean Dempsey went out on the lake today. To be fair, Anne McWilliams had the homework done. She didn't benefit, but Sean took advantage of it today. So Sean went out on the lake today.
She was in a boat yesterday, the French lad who had two.
Yeah, she was the first one on the lake. She knows lakes, in fairness to her, and she hit the spot for Sean. He had 5 and the Scot had 6. They were first and second in the boat.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've seen the results. The results are out. I'm looking at them.
It's an awful pity she didn't benefit from the work she did, but that's competition angling.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. And that's the way a team works, Dec, isn't it?
It is the way it works, yeah. She's well pleased, but I felt she deserved more. She didn't get it, but Sean got it today. And Sean will probably tell you he wasn't nervous. I thought he was nervous because if he blanked today on the lake, which happened to 14 or 15 or 16 people yesterday, any individual hopes of a high finish are severely damaged with 28 place points. But now he's after getting a serious result on the lake. Second serious result.
That's a great
Sean's
result.
Not happy with. Yeah, I love him because he's not happy. That's what I love about the guy. He's a winner, absolute winner. He give out to me for saying that, but he has it. He's the eye of a tiger. But he has a free run ahead now. He has 3 sessions that certain people from Spain, France, Italy, Czech Republic don't have. They have to go on that lake, and the sun is coming back out tomorrow. The clouds came out today. Is it an omen? I don't know. But he gets a clean run at 3 sessions, and if he draws reasonable beats, Sean believes there's no such thing as a bad beat. I'm not sure, but the French say there's no such thing as a bad beat. But Sebastian, who I said was probably close to favourite to win it, he took a plummeting today on the Arava, and he's gone way down the table.
I saw that. He had a fairly poor finish,
Yeah. So that was the lake, and what you're talking really is they're pulling flies. It's normally with a blob and a tadpole. Today, it looked like the fish came up in the water a bit. So the DI7 stuff came out the window. So I just assume when the sun comes out, they go down here, the same as they do in other places. And when the sun lifted, the fish rose a bit.
Right.
Now, Sean went 4-0 up. The Scot pulled it back to 4-3. Sean got another one, and then the Scot got 3 in a row.
Oh, wow.
Look, he could have won a session. I thought one of our lads was going to win a session, and that just slipped through our fingers today.
Well, there are 3 sessions left in it.
3 sessions left. You go on to the Arava. So Anne went on to the Arava, and this is a strange one. She had an awful day, really, through no fault of her own. She got a fish, got a grayling, but then she hooked this thing that she thought was a rock, and it started to move. And it was a really, really big fish. I was of the belief that these fish counted. They were NACE. They're NASE, we call them in English. They have a different name. They're like dustbin lids. They're that big, and they feed off the rocks on the bottom. They take kind of grassy things. So someone with lovely green things for maybe in a bead could get them down to them. But Anne hooked one and landed it. It was about 60 centimetres. Now, I went in to establish if this fish could count. We were told whitefish count, but this one didn't, unfortunately, for her. Would have made a huge difference. A 60 centimetre fish, you're talking, she has 1 fish, so you're probably saying she would have gone up to nearly 4 fish, which would have brought her halfway up the table, but it wasn't today. So that was a kick in the teeth for her. We had rain all night, and the Arava went brown, and her on went brown.
Yeah, I see that. I was looking actually there. The Arava dropped 65 was top number rod yesterday, down to 30 today.
That's right, yeah. And I can't believe someone got 30 on it from some of the pictures I saw. But the only thing I can think of is that Rubens was way down the river.
Right.
And it took a while to get to him. But again, Rubens is a fantastic angler. He medalled in the World Championships last year in Spain. And you see Craig Brown there of Scotland.
Yeah.
Scotland were the best team of the day, I think.
saw that. Scotland would have won the event today if it was a one-day event. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Mm.
There's some great anglers. The one angler there, Steve Corser, I've been drawn against him 3 times in various competitions, and he's unbeatable. He's really good when he gets going. A very modest fella, but a great angler. Rab is a real hard-working, nice guy, and he's been rewarded. He puts in a lot of work. He's been rewarded in this competition. Good fella, but he's had some great results.
Yeah, they did well today now.
Yeah, we've suffered there, and probably if you're to go on to the brown water, I might as well just skip on to John Buckley. Same thing, brown water. And
what was that? That was which river was that?
That was the Upper Va.
Right.
So that went brown for most people, except for a few, and there was probably a dozen people there where they got all their fish in the first 10-15 minutes, and then they spent the next 2 3/4 hours fishing flies in mud,
Yeah.
That was over for them, But there's a lad I mentioned to you about the Belgians before. He won that session. He's a serious angler, that guy. No one really knows about him. Yeah, he's very good. Young Cody Burkhoff from America. Nice kid. Real good angler. Tom Jarman is kind of like a celebrity angler down under there in Australia. He's a guide. He had a very good session. I think with that now he's up. He's going really well.
He's in 5th place overall.
Now it's funny just to go away from that. So I went on to the VA today, and I was kind of looking at the beat that Dave Conlan was going to rotate onto to see what the fin was at. And I watched Gregoire from France fishing. Got to watch some of this to see. You can actually, if you know enough about this type of fishing, which I do, whether I can replicate what he does, obviously I can't. But by watching it, I knew exactly what he was doing. I could explain it to you. I could write it down. I know what he's trying to achieve, but to watch him doing it, if I could explain myself, he would take a fan like where a woman would wave it in her face, and that's his vision. That's his football pitch in front of him, and he'd work from the right. So are you with me? It's his fan, and he's standing there, and it fans out at this angle, and he starts to work it, but he works it in front of him with a short line, maybe 1.5 times the length of the rod, 2 at most. So he's holding the line against the rod with one hand, which I do. He's holding the line in the hand, which I do, which the Spanish told me you have to do. Some people do this one-handed thing, which to me isn't good. But when you watch Gregoire, so he's working the line with his fingers, just like a little violin, shortly moving it all the time, moving it down. And if you know enough about nymph and you realize what he's actually doing, at any point, if a grayling touches him, he knows. So if you can picture the nymph floating in the water, some of us are clumsy and we pull it and it frightens the fish. Some of us are clumsy and we lose touch with it and it just drops. So if you can visualize what I'm saying here, so when he's doing it, that nymph is coming down so naturally, but it's touched, he knows. That takes incredible discipline and concentration. And I watched him for 25 minutes with young Jack Arnott from America, who's one of their up-and-coming anglers, and we could see straight away what this guy's doing and able to do it. But can you replicate it? I don't know. But he got going slow, but it's incredible time to watch him.
Yeah, he got second in it. He had 29 fish, but that beat David Conlan had a great result.
So this is interesting too. So when I went down to look at the Finns beat, he was in serious trouble. He'd only 4. Dave had 18, and of course I was like, wow, you're you're on course or you have a real chance. So at that stage, Dave was winning. So the beat that Dave went on to, which the fin came off with only 4 fish, the beat looked the best beat on the river. However, it gave up 7 fish yesterday and 6. But today, Dave went on to it, and I was with him for maybe an hour and a half. It only gave him up 4 fish. Did nothing wrong. He worked every area of it. Just weren't there. So I went down for the last 15 minutes, and the fin was absolutely knocking fish out. And the beat that Dave had been in, and he went from, I think, 4 fish to 31, if I have that correct.
32. Yeah, just see, I have it open here. 32 fish. That's phenomenal. 28 fish. Had the fish moved down, do you think, or what?
No, I think Dave went up to a weir, and I understand that. It's what we're comfortable with. Dave was fish grayling, probably not as often as I fished them. I would have preferred the water the fin was in, but if you look at the water Dave was in looked good. But in the morning, when the word is feeding back, Dave is winning, so he's doing nothing wrong.
Yeah. He's doing it right.
He's doing it right. But
yeah.
What do they say? 20/20 vision and hindsight and all that.
Yeah.
If Dave had probably given 20 minutes to the bottom of the beat again, probably would have turned the 18 into 26. But look, I mean, he fished a fantastic session. He finished 4th.
Hindsight.
I think he beat the Spaniard. He bet the Spaniard and he bet the Czech, I think. And, it's not a bad day's work.
He bet Scott Nellens.
Oh, he did, yeah. I didn't want to say that again in case I
I'll say it for you.
We do know I was born in England, don't we? I'm eligible. Me and Evan Ferguson were talking the other night.
I know there's behind the scenes chats going on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's English, is he? No, I am not English. I've twice been accused of being a member of the Commonwealth this week by New Zealand and America, and I haven't taken it very well. Less said, the better. I didn't get angry now. I just didn't
fair play to you. Yeah. You took it in jest.
But I took it in jest. Brian Larkin, 14 fish. He rings me up. He said he'd 14, and I'm really happy. And then he says, Declan, our river didn't colour up as much. I don't think I have enough. And then you look at it, he hadn't. I mean, he's down in 20. Is it 22nd place or that?
I think it's 22nd. It's just coming up here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22nd. 14 fish. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was looking at that. They're on fish very well today. Still.
Yeah, like that's good fishing, but no reward there.
Yeah.
But he put in a good day's work. He couldn't do any more. I mean, Brian's kind of lad, if he goes into a beat, he's pretty good at going through it.
Yeah.
It's the World Championships, and they're aware of that. It made them aware,
yeah,
to be disappointed. I mean, Anne was within a hairbreadth of Sebastian today, and the Slovakian had only 3 fish as well, So
yeah,
they had tough times to such an extent that it damaged their championship hopes, where Spain have now taken a healthy lead when France yesterday were running away with it.
Yeah, France plummeted. Really. Just looking there, we go to the team ones there, and I see. Remember we were talking about the USA yesterday? They made a big jump.
Oh, they made a big jump.
Didn't they? Yep.
They got water yesterday. I was talking to their manager today, and some of the guys there, Cody and Jack. They got a lot of beats yesterday that were in tunnels of trees. And I think I mentioned last night that if the sun ain't shining, they aren't biting.
Yeah.
To look for water where the sun is shining. It's the opposite to what we talk about in Ireland. Oh, they won't rise, there's no sun, or the sun's too bad. These things come up and they come alive. I think the insects come alive in the section where the sun's shining. The fish start to feed. And the Yanks had an awful time yesterday with beats with that. But today it looked like they got it right.
They did, actually, yeah. They really did.
They did.
There.
David Arquet, who would be a lot of people's favourite to win it, he was 3rd today overall, But it shows the measure of the competition and how dangerous it is when you see Julian from France, the present world champion. He's after plummeting to 15th. He's the best angler in the world, you know. He's gone well down.
Oh, he's gone well down. Actually, I've just got the individuals up there. Pierre Kunz has got 2 placings, so he's won 2 sessions already.
Yeah, he's going really well.
Really well. But like I have to say, it looks really well there. In 10th place is Sean Dempsey.
Well, yeah. And if you look at that carefully, I'm looking at some of the anglers there, and I know them. I know some of the anglers, know them. I've competed against them. There's 2 or 3 or 4 of them there are no better than him. They really aren't. I'd argue he's probably better. A couple of them have the lake. 2 or 3 of them have the lake.
Yeah.
They blank. It's 28 place points.
Yeah. The lake, as often in these championships, can be the stumbling block. I'm just looking there as well. David Conlan is only 2 place points behind Sean. He's in 17th place overall, but 2 place points.
And he'll be in a strange way. He'll be in a strange position in that if he can put in 2 more good sessions on the river, or if he gets the beats, I think he can. Even kind of sessions where he's 7th or 8th, you know.
Yeah.
He will go into the lake then. He will go into the lake in a position where he blanks and he's gone. He's had a good tournament, but the lake let him down. But you know the way the lake can work. Dave's not really a lake angler, but we can put him in a position where we'll set him up. He could click.
Yeah.
And as you know, if the lake's fishing bad and it's 1 with 2 fish, he could be in a great position as well.
Yeah.
Same way as Sean.
Very much. It's very interesting looking at the lake today. The top 4 included Scotland, Ireland, and England.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was where the Commonwealth thing started with me. And
sorry to bring it up again, Dec.
Yeah, it just keeps coming.
Tell me, how are those behind-the-scene talks going?
I think we're going to have to bring in, what do they call them, negotiators?
Well, it's all right. The transfer window's closed till Christmas. Okay. We just move on there, Dec. So team placing overall for 16th at the moment. So drop 1 place, unfortunately. But look.
Probably not happy. But what can we do?
Yeah.
We lost a good few place points, say, on England, if we're to measure it that way. But you saw what Scotland did today. I know John Buckley's punching below his weight at the moment. But today was different. I mean, it was very hard to deal with a muddy river. Ever the optimist. Tomorrow's another day. The boys put in, like Dave and Sean put in such good results that we nearly managed to hold on to where we were yesterday.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And the way with the extra water today, dry fly fishing was out. It was all nymphing.
Yeah.
You see the different forms of nymphing too. I was watching the fin nymphing. I've seen them nymph. They nymph for grayling probably the same way as I do. I don't know why I do it that way. Maybe it's an accident. But when I was watching Gregoire nymph, oh my God, it was like a different discipline the way both of them were nymphing.
That had to have been amazing seeing that.
That was amazing to watch because the fin won. And if I could explain it, so what the fin was doing was, it's something I do. I don't know why I do it, but I do it probably because I used to wet fly fish as a lot as young lad. I throw them straight out in front of me, literally, slightly, maybe 11 o'clock. And I try and keep them dead drift, but in touch. And I let them swing around. And I kind of hold the rod then. They're kind of sinking a bit, and I hold the rod for them to lift, and the grayling nail them just as they're lifting.
Yeah.
That's the way the fin seems to tackle it completely. There's not much else I can think of at the moment.
Listen.
That the rivers are low.
The rivers are low. Tomorrow's another day. Look, thanks for joining us, Dec. And listen, we'll touch base with you again tomorrow and see how tomorrow goes. See how the other team get on.
Hoping that maybe we get more lads up the board tomorrow to just try and get closer to 12th, 10th place, you know.
Yeah, that's great. Listen, thanks a million, Dec.
Good stuff. See you, Tom.